In America, we have a charmingly naive sense of what old means. Our idea of history is, well, a little bit adorable. Almost like a child's drawing of a dinosaur, full of imagination and enthusiasm, but missing a few million years. We marvel at a 1920s building as if it's a relic from a lost civilization, call an 80s car a classic as though it belongs in a museum, and treat payphones like mysterious artifacts from a forgotten era. Even a rotary phone can spark nostalgia, as if it's a fossil. Our country is a toddler in world history. Our 250-year-old documents are ancient to us. We put them behind glass, whisper in their presence, and act as if they're as old as the pyramids. It's cute really, like a kid insisting a rock is a dinosaur egg, convinced they've discovered something prehistoric when it's just yesterday's pebble. But step outside America, and old takes on a whole new meaning. In other parts of the world, history isn't just a subject in school, it's the backdrop of daily life. In places like Rome, Athens, or Cairo, history isn't behind glass. It's the street you walk on, the house you live in, the plumbing you complain about when it clogs for the 1000th time. The past is literally under your feet, and sometimes above your head. These cities have been alive for thousands of years, watching empires rise and fall, fads come and go, and generations pass by. The stones have seen more than any history book could ever tell. So let's take a sarcastic sightseeing tour to places where the bakery predates your state, the street cats have pharaonic ancestry, and the bread recipe hasn't changed since before your country existed. You'll start seeing your 100-year-old house as new construction, practically a starter home compared to the neighbor's 1,000-year-old stone cottages. Here, history isn't just in books, it's the wall you lean on, the reason your GPS is lost in a maze of streets that predate the concept of city planning. Every corner has a story, and every stone has a memory. These cities are chaotic, noisy, and beautifully alive. The markets buzz with life, the air is thick with stories, and every day feels like a living museum tour. Except you can buy fresh bread and olives along the way. They're the world's grandparents watching us with our smartphones thinking, we've seen it all before. Just with more donkeys, fewer selfies, and a lot more patience for the slow march of time. First stop, Varanasi, India. This is a city so ancient, it makes other old cities look like they're still in diapers. Varanasi isn't just old, it's timeless. A place where the past and present are constantly bumping shoulders. As the sun rises over the Ghats, the city awakens with a kind of energy that feels both eternal and brand new. For thousands of years, pilgrims have flocked here to the banks of the Ganges, hoping to wash away their sins in its sacred waters. But don't expect a peaceful dip. Think less serene retreat and more spiritual mosh pit, where devotion and chaos swirl together in the river's current. The city's narrow alleys are a living labyrinth, packed with cows that have right-of-way, monks deep in meditation, funeral processions winding through the crowds, and kids somehow finding space to play cricket. Here, personal space is a myth, and every turn brings a new surprise. The air is thick with the scent of incense, sizzling street food, pungent spices, and 1,000 other mysteries. Every breath is a reminder that life here is raw, unfiltered, and bursting with stories waiting to be discovered. The Ghats, those iconic steps leading down to the river, are the city's beating heart. Here you'll see people bathing, washing clothes, and even public cremations all happening side by side. It's a place where the sacred and the mundane coexist without boundaries. Witnessing life and death as neighbors, not opposites, is a humbling experience. The cycle of existence is on full display, reminding you that in Varanasi, endings and beginnings are woven together. Varanasi is the ultimate reality show, running for over 3,000 years. No commercial breaks, no scripts, just the raw drama of humanity unfolding day after day. And yet the modern world is everywhere. Holy men in saffron robes scroll through smartphones, cafes with Wi-Fi pop up beside ancient temples, and tourists check their emails while overlooking rituals that have barely changed in centuries. Varanasi doesn't just accept the present, it devours it, mixes it with tradition, and spits it back out in a way that's uniquely its own. Here, the ancient and the modern don't clash, they dance together in the streets. Time in Varanasi isn't a straight line, it's a tangled ball of yarn, looping and twisting with every visitor just a bit of lint caught in its threads. You don't just pass through, you become part of the city's ongoing story. The city teaches you that the sacred and the everyday are inseparable. Prayers and commerce, rituals and routines, they all blend together, creating a tapestry that's as vibrant as it is chaotic. It's chaos, it's beauty, and it's utterly unforgettable. Every moment is a sensory overload, but it's the kind you'll want to relive again and again. In Varanasi, you don't just witness history, you're swept up in it, carried along by the current of tradition, spirituality, and daily life that never stops flowing. And if you need to stay connected, don't worry. You might just pick up a SIM card from a centuries-old market stall, blending the old and the new in true Varanasi style. Next up, Jerusalem, the city of strong opinions and even stronger coffee. Three major religions have been debating here for millennia. It's the world's most intense group project. Dig a subway, find a lost civilization, complaining about the last one's construction. The old city is a walled maze, Jewish, Christian, Muslim, Armenian quarters, switching cultures every 5 minutes. Incense, coffee, challah, history and daily life blend in a delicious, confusing mess. Kids play soccer against ancient walls, families hang laundry where kings once walked. The sacred and the mundane constantly collide, spiritual moments interrupted by souvenir sales. Arguments are a local sport, about everything from holy sites to donkey parking. Jerusalem is a masterclass in coexistence, even if it's loud and complicated. It's been fought over for millennia, but it endures. A stubborn, magnetic city where faith and real life are inseparable. And yes, you can still get a t-shirt about getting stoned here. Now to Byblos, Lebanon, the city that gave us the word Bible and basically invented writing. Byblos was the Silicon Valley of papyrus, shipping the ancient world's paper and shaping how we communicate. It's one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities. Think Neolithic, before pottery was cool. Walk through Byblos and you're time-traveling Crusader castles, Roman columns, Phoenician temples, and a fishing harbor still in use. It's not a museum. It's a jumble of empires, a relaxed seaside town with 7,000 years of history. Here, you can trip over a Roman stone on your way to ice cream. The locals treat ancient ruins like scenery, not relics. Byblos is the chill grandpa of ancient cities, wise, unbothered, and happy to watch the world go by. He's already written the story, now he's just enjoying the view. Think our modern problems are new? Think again. Ancient Rome had chariot traffic jams, ox carts blocking lanes, and senators yelling for right-of-way, road rage, toga edition, real estate. In ancient Athens, you'd pay a fortune for a windowless room with a bucket for plumbing just to be near the Parthenon. Information was the ancient Wi-Fi. Messages took weeks, and lost signal meant your messenger retired in Crete. Our complaints about commutes, landlords, and slow connections are nothing new. The technology changes, but the headaches of city life are eternal. It's oddly comforting. Our anxieties are ancient, not unique. We're all just looking for a decent place to live and a good signal, whether it's 5G or smoke signals. So next time you're stuck in traffic, remember, you're part of a very old tradition. And at least your neighbor probably isn't sacrificing a goat. Athens, the cradle of Western civilization, birthplace of democracy, philosophy, and theater. Here, Socrates annoyed people, Plato wrote, and Aristotle invented thinking about thinking. The Acropolis crowns the city, but to reach it, you'll climb. Tourists panting up marble steps, ancient Greeks probably laughing at us. Athens isn't just ruins, it's a vibrant city where ancient and modern collide. The Plaka district is a maze of tavernas and souvenir shops, ancient temples looming above. You can sip coffee and gaze at a 2,500-year-old monument. Athens wears its history like a favorite jacket, comfortable, not stuffy. The past and present are in constant conversation, marble columns and modern walls, street art beside Byzantine churches. The city doesn't hide its age, it lives with it. The ideas born here, democracy, free speech, are still alive, still debated, still enjoyed, and always, with a side of feta and olives. In Athens, history isn't just remembered, it's lived. If Athens is the brain, Luxor is the soul of the ancient world, obsessed with the afterlife. While Athens gave us philosophy and democracy, Luxor gave us a glimpse into eternity, a city where every stone whispers stories of gods, kings, and the journey beyond death. Built on the bones of Thebes, Luxor is the world's greatest open-air museum, but it's also a living, breathing city. Here, ancient monuments rise beside busy markets, and daily life unfolds in the shadow of temples that have stood for thousands of years. On the east bank, you'll find Karnak and Luxor temples, giant columns, intimidating scale, and not a single power tool in sight. These temples were built by hand, stone by stone, by workers whose names are lost to history, but whose legacy towers above us. You walk through halls meant to make you feel tiny, and it works. The sheer size and grandeur are humbling, reminding you that these spaces were designed to impress both mortals and gods. Cross the Nile to the west bank, and you enter the Valley of the Kings and Queens, where tombs are hidden beneath sun-baked desert hills. This is where pharaohs prepared for the afterlife, their secrets sealed away for millennia. Descend into painted chambers, quiet, cool, and eerily beautiful. The walls are alive with color, telling stories of gods, judgment, and the hope for immortality. You're literally walking through a king's portal to eternity, following in the footsteps of priests and mourners from thousands of years ago. But Luxor isn't frozen in time. Calls to prayer echo through the air. Farmers still work the fertile fields as they did millennia ago, and life continues alongside the monuments of the past. And yes, you'll exit a pharaoh's tomb and be offered a plastic pyramid or an I Love Luxor t-shirt. The ancient and the modern collide in the most unexpected ways. It's a surreal blend of sacred and commercial, ancient and everyday. The past and present are inseparable here, woven together in the fabric of daily life. Even in the land of the dead, people still need to make a living. The hustle of the marketplace is as much a part of Luxor as the silent tombs and towering columns, and the ghosts probably don't mind. After all, Luxor has always been a place where life and death, the sacred and the ordinary, exist side by side. In America, history is under glass. Look, but don't touch. But in places like Byblos or Athens, history is everywhere, and you can touch it. Run your hand along a Roman wall, sit where philosophers argued, trip over a 2,000-year-old column. Suddenly history isn't abstract, it's real, physical, and personal. You feel connected to generations before you, sharing the same hopes, fears, and search for lunch. But this access is fragile. Tourists and time take their toll. Cities struggle to balance preservation and experience. Some rope off ruins, some limit visitors, some just hope the stones survive us. So be gentle, touch the stones, imagine the hands that built them, but don't climb the Parthenon for a selfie. These cities are living documents of our shared journey. They're time capsules, still open, still telling stories. Our job is to listen, learn, and try not to break anything. It's the least we can do for the civilizations that gave us so much. If ancient stones could talk, what would they say to today's selfie stick tourists? First, confusion. Why point that glowing rectangle at your face instead of the temple we spent centuries building? Then, amusement. We've seen conquerors, pilgrims, and now, TikTok dances. At least these rituals are less bloody. They'd find our obsession with likes quaint compared to worrying about invasions or angry gods. But they'd offer wisdom. Slow down, put the phone away, feel the sun, listen to the city. We've been here 5,000 years, you're here for a moment, don't miss it. The most important things, faith, family, community, a good meal, haven't changed. Take your photos, but don't forget to just be there. Walk the streets of kings and prophets, feel the weight of time. These cities have a secret. Our lives are brief, but we're part of a long, resilient story. And that story is far more epic than any 15-second video.